Hi, everybody. Due to the length of episode 78, I decided to essentially cut it in half. That episode covers the summer transfer window and a review of the first few games we've played in the championship. This episode here is the two live comms that I recorded that I originally intended to be part of that episode, but had I jammed that all together into one episode, it would have been about an hour long, and even I don't have the patience for that. If you're interested in the summer transfer window sort of thing, I would highly encourage you to go back and watch that. If you're just interested in the live comms, this is the place you want to be. I'm going to upload it the same day as the previous episode, just a couple hours later probably. Anyhow, my name is FM18, and this is the Dafuge Challenge, episode 78.5 with Enfield Town FC. One of the things I didn't point out earlier was that Matthew Cook has already been injured this season, out with a hernia. I suspect he's going to be one of those players who is really, really good when he's healthy. He's just not healthy all that often. And to be honest, if this keeps up, I'm going to move him in the January transfer window. One of the things I forgot about the flute scairn is that the introduction screen is... you can't really read from it quickly enough. Anyhow, we are playing a 4-3-3, Ward and goal, Bamba, McNally, Lee, and Colwell as the defensive back four, Collins, Knight, and Archer as the midfield three, Humphreys, Cousins, and Bridge up top as the strikers. One of the things I did with What the Forks face pack was if I had a player on my team who was a regen, I went and gave them a face off of her face pack. If they were an existing player, but I didn't have a photo for them, in the case of Bridge and Lee and Ashton actually, I just left them as the blank slate. If they're already a player in the game, like Humphreys, I kept his the same. Cousins, I thought I had changed, but I guess not. But it's one of those things I'll go back and get at a later date. Bamba with the throw-in to Humphreys. He sends it in, but it's knocked away. Collins runs it down to Archer. Out to Colwell on the right. He sends it up. Can Bridge get there? He crosses it over. Humphreys is there, and he scores. Well done. 1-0 up, 2 minutes in. You know, if we can give them a game, I'm happy with that. Humphreys left all alone. If he'd missed that, I would have been most upset. Smith with the ball for Fulham. Up to Brooks. To Hedges. He kicks the ball but loses it. Knight sends it up to Bridge, but he loses it. Oakley Booth runs it down for Fulham, sends it out to Hallberg on the right. Long pass into Sterling, who broke through the line. And they equalize. Ward probably should have contested that a lot better. See what happens here. Okay. Could have been a foul. Sterling broke through, Ward came out and then stopped coming out and just... Bamba with the throw, but Hallberg steps in front of it. Kicks up to Dennison, who sends it in towards Sterling, and he scores. Nice shot. I don't know what the heck Ward was doing there. Looked like he was praying for Sterling to miss. 20 minutes in. Reading's ahead 2-1. Why do I keep saying Fulham? Have I been saying Fulham the entire time? Son of a gun. Pretty even stats-wise. They've had 5 shots, 4 on target. We've had 5 shots, 3 on target. Ward with a goal kick. Henrique steps in front of Bridge. Now Sterling has it. He holds it up, passes it to Hedges on the left. Crosses it in. And wide right. Hedges with the throw to Brooks. Back to Hedges. Over to Reed. To Oakley Booth. Who brings it towards the center. Dennison. Wow. That was a nice goal. Boy, he had his foot back ready to kick the ball before it was even passed to him. Coming up on halftime. Well, we've definitely had our chances. Lee and McNally both being on yellow cards doesn't help us. Henrique to Kaida, who taps up to Hedges. Sends it over to Hallberg, who sends it to Oakley Booth. Up to Brooks to Sterling. Sends it out to Hedges, who's alone on the left. Crosses it in. Smith Rowe is there. Bounces it off Ward. Well, we're going to bring Cousins off, move McNally over to the defensive forward position, and bring on Ashton. "10 minutes left. Can we get one more goal?" Greg's absolutely come alive the second half. A lot more shots than us. Hedges with the corner kick, knocked away by Jones. Sterling tries to run it down, but Bridge gets there before he can. He crosses it to Humphreys. Sends it out to Bamba. Long pass, but Humphreys isn't going to be able to run it down before Carson gets there. Hallberg sends it over to Smith Rowe. To Sterling. Up to Oakley Booth. And his shot goes wide left. Throw in for Reading. Smith Rowe, Oakley Booth. Back to Smith Rowe. Knocked away by Cowell. Reading ends up back with it. And that is the game. Well, 3 minutes in, I thought we had a chance. 7 games, 7 points. Still ahead of the ratio. Well, next up is the game against 8th place QPR. I will be back with that game in just a bit. Well, today we are playing QPR at home. We have Ward in goal, Bamba, McNally, Lee, and Colwell as the defensive back 4, Collins, Knight, and Archer as the midfield 3, Cook, Cousins, and Bridge up top as the strikers. Cook is just coming off that hernia injury. He's good for about 60 to 75 minutes, but we'll keep an eye on him. Ball with the penalty kick from just outside the box. Sends it to Brown at the top of the box, and wow, that was a nice long shot from him. He's QPR's best player. And he showed why there. Collins. Oh, his pass is intercepted by Brown. Sends it up to Akpom. Ward with a nice block. Lee kicks it out of bounds. Bamba with the ball to McNally. Back to Bamba. He sends it up to Knight. To Collins. To Knight. Bounces it off a player, but it goes to Knight, who sends it up to... I don't know how Cook managed to get through there, but he managed to get it over to Cousins, who scored. Collins to Knight. He bounced it off a QPR player. He sent it to Cousins, who tapped it over to Cook, who was surrounded by 3 QPR players before he managed to tap it over to Cousins. He should be celebrating like that. Half hour in, and QPR is pretty much dominating us stats-wise. 2 shots, 1 on target for us. 10 shots, 4 on target for QPR. The defense is not doing that great, but then again, neither is theirs. One thing that is worrying me is if you look at the heat map, Collins and Knight are playing almost on top of each other, and I'm not quite sure why. They shouldn't be doing that. Coming up on 60 minutes. We're going to make Knight a Mazzala. See if we can't get him to come out this way a little more. We're going to get Cook off and bring Humphreys on. Ward's got a pulled groin. I don't have a keeper on the bench. You're going to have to tough it out for the next 20 minutes, buddy. We'll bring McNally off because he's getting pretty tired. Bring Edwards on. We're going to bring Colwell off and bring Jones on. Not a lot of action in the second half. 4 minutes of extra time. Done. To Brown. Centers it to Green. Knocked away. Bridge has it. Oh, passes up into space, but no one else was there. Davies and Fultz can't get their act together, but it's too late. I think it's fair to say we mugged QPR there. 3 shots, 1 on target. They're 13 and 4. We had a slight possession advantage. But they were the 8th place team. And we moved up into 18th position. 8 games played, 8 points. I'm okay with that. Well, even with the ruthless editing I've done on these 2 live comms, had I added it to the previous episode, it still would have been almost 40 minutes. And that's just a little too long. And honestly, about 14-15 minutes, which is what this episode is probably going to end up at. That's kind of my minimum in terms of episode size. I try and aim for somewhere between 15 and 30 minutes. Sometimes I'm a little over. Sometimes I'm a lot over. Just depends on what's going on. I'm worried about my midfield and why they seem to be playing on top of each other. We seem to be holding our own so far. Part of me says it's going to be like something out of the old Warner Brothers cartoons where the character is holding onto the cliff edge by the bare fingertips. I think that's going to be us this season. It's pretty clear to me that a lot of our personnel are just not championship level. The question is, can I bring people in to replace them? And until I do, can these guys hold on? I really don't want to go back to League One. I really don't want to be a yo-yo team. But, the opponent gets a say in what I do. We'll just have to see how it turns out. If you liked what you've seen and heard, please leave a like, subscribe to the channel for more content. Questions, criticisms, comments, leave them down below. I'll answer those as fast as I can. My name's FM18, and I thank you for watching.